Hey y'all. Hey, yup. Alicia, it's too early. Y'all know I like to start with the intro. I got distracted looking at Alicia's message. Y'all hold on for 2 seconds.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio.
Happy Tuesday. That's daggone Alicia. Talking about, yes, music is on time. Go Tiff, go Tiff. Alicia, I said to myself today, the funny thing is I almost, well, not even almost, hey, Neenster, how are you? Nene, I'm so glad to see you. Let me tell y'all something. The funny part is that I canceled my show for the night, and then I hit Norm up and not long after that and said, no, Norm, I think I'm coming in. He was like, what? Norm had to skedaddle and make a U-turn and do all his great things to make sure that I was able to get on. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Neester, I'm glad to see you. Alicia is happy that I'm on time. Yeah, well, God is good. Won't he do it? How was y'all week? How was your weekend? Y'all tell me how your weekend was. Let me know what city, what state you're in. Let me know how your day was. Let me know what's popping, what's rocking, what's locking. Yep. How about that? Norm, did you have a good day today?
Had a good week.
Norm had a good week, a good weekend. Y'all, if you were not in Plainfield on Saturday for the Queen City Street Fair, I promise you, you missed something that was so super dope. DJ Storm Norm, the General, and DJ Bukeem were doing their thing. Shout out to Bukeem. Let me tell y'all something. Anyone that knows me knows I love music and I love DJs and I love DJ battles, right? And Norm and Bukeem killed it. Y'all, it was crazy because even when it started downpouring, people were still sticking around. And I'm telling you, if it didn't rain, it was insane. People were everywhere. They had a Ferris wheel. They had the thing that goes up and, what is it, up and down and dot, and all of that. Oh, thank you so much. Congratulations on reaching your new milestone. That's fantastic achievement. As you've been podcasting for a while, I'm curious, what have you found to be the most challenging part of the process? Was it finding the right format, growing your audience, or something else? That is an amazing question. First of all, thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you for following. Thank you for your question. Wow, that's first of all, yeah, because guess what, Norm? This October will be 10 years your girl been rocking on Making Me Mad a radio show. I need to do a big thing, big shindig, 10 years. It's, oh my gosh, Norm, I got it on my phone. Is it too late to send to you? It's too late. It's too late. Okay, so I'm going to send you guys, I'm going to show you guys something. So to answer your question, to be honest with you, what was the most challenging? You know, the most challenging to me was believing that I could. That was the most challenging. The most challenging to me was believing that I could. Because I'm going to be straight up, I have always loved radio. A lot of you guys know back in high school, hey, Beebs, good to see you. I've always loved radio. I grew up around music. Hey, Nene, I see you on here. I've always loved radio. And it's funny, right, when I mentioned high school, one of my high school sisters came on just now, Janine. Always loved radio. I grew up around all kinds of music, from classical to opera to jazz to gospel to hip hop. I know I've said this story plenty of times. My daddy was a big Public Enemy and X-Clan fan. My dad, his favorite might have been, I'll tell you who his two favorites are. Tribe Called Quest and Big Daddy Kane, and so I love you too, Nene. And so at the end of the day, I was always surrounded by amazing music. And I've always loved radio. And I even had the blessed opportunity to intern at Hot 97, like right after high school. And just seeing Angie, seeing Moni Love, and just rocking out and seeing Bugsy, Red Alert, and that whole atmosphere just like really encouraged me. Like, Tiff, you could really do this. Oh, okay. Thank you, Norm. You could really do this. Hey, D, Fredisha Speed Barbour. Hey, D, good to see you. So this weekend at the Queen City Street Fair, big shout out to Storm Norm, the General, who had your girl's name in light bright that night. Big shout out to Norm. Norm, thank you so much. And Norm looked out for the whole station. Everyone that had a show or has a show here, there was a billboard mobile, and he was able to capture our show and promote us while everybody was doing what they do. And so big shout out to Norm for allowing that to happen. I'm going to make y'all laugh. My church mother, one of my girlfriends had said, Tiff, you're going to hear from Mother E with them legs. She said, because you got some legs. I said, yeah, I know. Mother E called me, Tiff, did you have something under that? I said, Mother, I had biker shorts on. And she said, okay, good. Steve, good to see you. Nene, because they ain't ready for all this goodness and glory. Can't give them everything. Steve said it's his favorite show. I'm so glad, Steve, it's your favorite show still. So the challenging part was believing that I could even sit behind a mic and do this. What I love about this is that there's nobody here watching me. I don't do, as quiet as it's kept, I'm as loud as I can be. There's an element of me that's a very shy person. I don't like speaking in front of people at all. I've been asked to do certain things, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. Because that speaking component makes me nervous. So I hope I answered the challenging part. The challenging part was just believing that I could. Was it finding the right format, growing your... In regard to growing my audience and the right format, I knew the format that I wanted to do. Hey, Crystal, what's good, cuzzo? I knew the format that I would want to do would have to be something that's relatable to everybody. Hey, Auntie Lisi, I will be your way the week of September 1st. So calling you when I hit H-Town. I absolutely love you. I love you, love you, love you. But yeah, I think I wanted to make it relatable. I didn't want to talk about just one particular area. I wanted to talk about an array of things that people can relate to, and something that's going to possibly trigger somebody's mind to say, oh, wow, I need to do this in my life so that I can be better, which is why it's called Making Me Matter. So, hey, Tasha Folkwise, good to see you. So that's where Making Me Matter came from, because I wanted to make sure that the name of the show matches the concept of what I planned on delivering. So I hope I was able to answer your questions, but thank you for that. Yeah, that's how it started. And to be honest with you, Making Me Matter actually started as a conference call line. It did not start first as a radio show. It started as a conference line. It was like a 717 number. And when it did start, I had people coming on the line, jumping on. And oh wow, wow, wow! I need to bring some people in for the anniversary. Wade, God bless you. Good to see you. I love you back. And it was a conference line first, and then people would jump on, and I would talk, or I'd have a guest speaker come on and just talk on the conference line. And next thing you know, I think it was Larry. I think L was like, "Why don't you try to get your own show?" Or no. He had me come on his show at another station, and it was Larry, Milkbone, and me. So it was 2 dudes and a girl. So here you had the 3 of us talking hip hop. And because hip hop and rap, yeah, that's where my heart's at. I love hip hop. I don't care how much I love gospel. I'm still an old school hip hop head, and it just is what it is. I just went to go see, that Rakim, my God, today. Just went to go see Rakim a couple of weeks ago, CL Smooth, and I missed MC Light, but I love hip hop. Hip hop has a story that nobody else could ever compare to. No other genre of music can compare to the story and culture of hip hop. Where music is today is a whole different ball game. I can't. I'm not into all these other antics. I mean, it is what it is, but it's not hip hop to me, so that's how it got started. Yeah, I'm going to start pop locking in 2 seconds. Wait, and matter of fact, I'll jump on the floor and do the worm. Beebs, how you feeling? Tracy Cox said, "Hey, Tiffany Barker and Norm, good to see you, Tracy." Yeah, y'all, I almost didn't come in today because I wasn't feeling so great. I was sick overnight, just ate too much. But what typically wouldn't be too much for me, apparently is just too much for me now. And so it ended up getting me sick. So much so, I drove an hour, 15 minutes to work and left at 10 o'clock this morning and just came home and went to sleep. And then even before I came to the show, I went to Bible study tonight. And before I left, I got sick again. And big shout out to my sister Shantae, who helped me out, where I'm now good. My body was aching. I think because I was just in that violent vomit mode. It was horrible, y'all. It was, oh my gosh, it was horrible. So I took a couple of Tylenol, which usually doesn't do anything for me, but I took a few Tylenol extra strength, and I feel better. And 2 of my sweet girls, big shout out to Toya and Queen Bee, were here and they have their own show before me, the Al Show. If you guys get a chance, check it out. They come on at 7 o'clock every Tuesday. Tuesdays, y'all, are the best days. And when I walked in, Toya said, "Tiff, yeah, you don't look yourself." And I said, I know, but I'm going to push through. Regina Black. Regina, let me know where you're going to be at, because your girl will be out there next week. I need to put an itinerary together because there's just so many people out there that I want to see. So I will let you know what's going on. But I will be out there, Regina, next week, and I can't wait to see you. So, am I the only one that feels like when you get to a certain age that everything is just changing? Am I missing something? I talk about it all the time because I still cannot believe it. I'm thankful to God. I'll be 47, Lord willing, in November. And I'm sitting back like, my God, I am 3 years away from being 50. Is this what it feels like when your back start bothering you, when you wake up, and then things that you used to be able to eat, you can't even touch, you don't want to smell? Bianca got me hooked on this Wawa ice. I'm sitting back like, when did this happen? How did this happen? Why is this happening? So I'm learning that age really is something else. Speaking of age, big shout out to the best pastor on this side of heaven, Bishop Anthony W. Gilliard, who will be 58 tomorrow. Shout out to my pastor. Y'all, he is just super duper dope. The most kind. I can't explain it. Can't explain it. He's just kind. Loves God. Fair, not biased. And just, just an all-around good person. And he talked about today how, Lord willing, tomorrow he will be 58 years old. And he said something today in Bible study how he just don't feel like, how you try to still be young. And I'm thinking to myself, Bishop, I get it. I still can remember stuff that I did from when I was 17, 16, 21, 30, anything. And now I'm going to be 47, and I'm like, all of that's slowing down. Oh, my God. Regina says she's 61. August 1st. Oh, happy belated birthday, Regina. Yeah, so look, everything is changing. I can't eat near what I used to be able to eat. That's changing, so it just is what it is. But in the meantime and in between time, y'all, you guys know what I like to do. And what is that? Definitely talk about Unbothered. If you have not had a chance, make sure you go to www.unbotheredthemovement.com. www.unbotheredthemovement.com. January 4th, 6 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. right there at the Pines Manor in Edison, New Jersey. We got my girl, Reverend Bianca Allen, who will be my host for the evening. And Lady June Ellis, Lady June Lewis, and Raquel Hawkins, they're going to be coming in on a panel. We're going to have such an amazing time. Y'all, the room that we got is insanely big. It's on the lower level. We got the whole floor. I am so super duper dope excited. I'm going to be your keynote speaker. We're going to have a fantastic time. Tasha said, you ain't got to make 50 sound so old. Listen, Tasha, I still got a bucket list. I still want a motorcycle. There's still things that I want to do. There's a lot that I want to do. So I don't know if I'm going to get it by 50, do it by 50. There's just so much that I just need to do. So I'm trying not to let 50 be old. It's not old. Funny part is, Tasha, August 18th was my late husband's birthday. He would have been 60 years old. He was 14 years older than me. So it's crazy how even mentioning in your 55-year-old voice, that's hilarious. Listen, that age thing, I ain't beat for numbers. Numbers are they're just numbers. But the way you're feeling is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. So, y'all, I definitely want you guys to go ahead and register www.unbotheredthemovement.com. And let's go ahead and get you guys registered. I need to go ahead and give you guys all the details for, guess what? We are launching Unbothered in Florida. We already have Unbothered in North Carolina going to have their launch party at the end of September. I'm super duper excited about that. And just a lot that God is just doing. And here's the thing. Everything that God is doing, it's working. It's being paced and it's working. And I'm so grateful for just the opportunity to be able to keep doing what I'm doing. And not ashamed to say I'm doing what I'm doing. Mama Wanda, good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you. Oh, yeah, age is a state of mind. You ain't never lied. Albert L. Mills, how are you? Thank you so much for jumping on. Alicia said, no, it's not old. I'm looking 60 in the eyes. Girl, I use these gold patch thingies around my eyes like every morning and then every night before I go to bed. And because I had dark circles, and especially with me being out of it yesterday, it just seemed like it just like magnified or whatever. So, but I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I am not over here trying to stun and do all of this for everybody else. I'm going to care for me, do my self-care as best as I can, and keep on trucking, baby. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Albert Mills. Thank you. Salute to you as well. So, y'all, here's what I wanted to talk about tonight, right? Tonight's topic I wanted to talk to you guys about, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it, is, where did it go? Even though there are problems, there's a promise in the press. Even though there are problems, there is a promise in the press. And I say that to say that regardless what it is that you have going on in your world, regardless what it is that you have going on in your life, life comes with just problems, right? We're born into a world filled with trouble. And so at the end of the day, it's how we perceive, how we move based on what we see and what we expect, where the pressing in spite of the problems is what's going to help us get to a place to reach our destiny. Thank you so much, Crystal Cousin. Thank you. And thank you, Wade. Oh, thank you, Stephanie and Wade. I'm going to give y'all some claps. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So if you are anything like me, we all face something. Good, bad. It could be so good where you face something good where there's an expectation where you have to go beyond the good, right? And that can be challenging. There's times when you are dealing with problems where your money is funny, your honey is funny, the kids are going cray, the job is acting like you don't do what you need to do to make sure that they are able to function and move forward. There's so many different components in life where it just can seem problematic. Craig, good to see you. Craig Butler. Craig, good to see you, Craig. So there comes this time where when the problems come, you might just want to stop. And you might just say, you know what? I don't want to be bothered. I can't go on. No. When you keep pressing against the problem, you'll eventually knock it over and you'll conquer that thing. The one thing I want to encourage you about is to not give up on yourself. Because sometimes, let's just keep it G, right? There's times when people have given up on us and it makes us want to just stop. Because we don't see, it's like, well, I thought you had faith in me. You don't have faith in me anymore. Or I thought that you were supporting me. You don't support me anymore. No. Okay, if they don't, that's their business. One thing I will say is that you don't give up being first of all, your own number one supporter. Even before people support you and have faith in you, you should have more faith in yourself and support in yourself than them at all. I can't wait to meet you too, Stephanie. I totally can't wait to meet you as well. So it's okay to become your number one cheerleader. And then people will say things like, oh, well, you're being kind of cocky, you're being arrogant, you're being... No. I know my purpose. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know greatness is attached to me. So if you see me pushing, if you see me pressing, I'm not trying to do this to try to ante up on nobody. I'm doing this because I'm trying to build up for me and just go ahead and use the hands that God has given me to go ahead and manifest what has been spoken to me through the Holy Spirit. So at the end of the day, you have to press over, press through, keep going. The moment you feel like you want to stop, that's when you keep going all the more. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be like, okay, I've had enough. I can't. I need to walk away. But don't do anything where you're going to regret it. Sometimes walking away prematurely can cost you more so now and later on down the road than it would than with you staying and sticking through it. There's some situations where I'm not trying to be funny. Even if you walked away, it would be worth it in your mind. Like, I have legit reasons to walk away. But even with that, who's to say that the reasons that these things are happening aren't to build up your character, aren't to build up your strength, aren't to build up your mindset about you, about what you can do and what you can't do. Sometimes these things are strengthening components. So when you think that it's time to walk away from something, God could be saying, just stay right there. Don't leave yet. Don't give up on yourself. Stick with it. Trust the process. Trust that I am able to do abundantly, exceedingly abundantly above all things, more than you can imagine, ask, or think. I think we have to get to the place where we just trust God more than we trust the people, more than we trust the sound of the naysayers, more than we trust what the situation looks like. We really have to trust God. Thank you, Minister Wade. I received that. We have to who are we focusing our eyes on? Who do we have our ears tuned into? Is it to the sounds of people that we know without a shadow of a doubt don't want us to succeed anyway? If we know that there's people that don't want us to succeed, help me understand, why should we even allow them to be a focal point in our journey? The only focal point that they should have access to or room to is to be your best pushers. Because when people are when the naysayers, the ones who doubted you, the ones who feel like they always got something to say, where it's trying to tear you down, use that as a means of, like muscle milk. Use that to build yourself up. Use that to say, I'm going to not fight you, but I'm going to fight harder towards the goal. I'm going to keep pressing towards the mark of the high calling, because at the end of the day, your calling isn't necessarily attached to them. They just might be that factor that you may need to not give up and to not stop. And I don't know about you, but has there been anybody that ever told you that you couldn't do something and you were like, I wish you would tell me I couldn't do it. Let me show you. I could show you better than I could tell you. And when it gets to that place, just like that, allow that I can show you better than I can tell you to keep you pressing forward. Regardless of the problem, there's no problem that can't be fixed. There's always going to be problems. But in the midst of problems, you best believe there's a greater promise, and you got to keep pressing. You got to keep going forward. You got to keep trusting God. Be careful about the sounds that go into your ear from other people. Be comfortable with tuning people out. Be comfortable drowning people out and saying, no, I'm not going to let this happen. You're not going to distract me. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to make it do what it do. And what I am going to do is not allow you to be a distraction. Three things that I used to say. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Challenge your challenges, defeat your defeats, and distract your distractions. Challenge your challenges, defeat your defeats, and distract your distractions. I used to say that a lot. You want to know why? Because challenges are going to always come. Challenges are going to always come. And when the challenges come, you push back and challenge those challenges. That's where that muscle comes in. When the distractions come, and I used to say this too, you distract the distractions by becoming a diversion to the distraction. So when the distractions come, you got to blindside that thing. You got to go ahead and be a diversion to the distraction so that the distraction now goes away, because you have diverted the situation. You took control and diverted the situation. Defeat your defeats. Whatever's coming in your direction to make you feel defeated, like you can't move on, like you can't go forward. No. You stand 10 toes down and you let that thing know, not with your words, but with your actions, that no. I'm going to defeat you by going ahead and staying focused and by doing what God has called me to do, regardless if you understand it or not. And so when we get to this place of realizing what our purpose is, even when the problems come, thank you, Holy Ghost, we don't get so focused on the problems, we get focused more on the promise. And being focused more on the promise, is what allows us to keep pressing. being focused on the promise will allow us to keep pressing. But a lot of times the reason why we're stuck where we are is because we focus more on the problems. And the problems are doing what they're supposed to do. It's their job to go ahead and try to bog us down, to make us feel like we can't go on. No. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep focused on the promise and what it is that you are supposed to do with your life. Yeah, life is lifing. But and I've said this before as well, when life is lifing, you keep living. When life is lifing, don't stop living. You go ahead and say, you know what? Yeah, this is happening, but what I'm going to do is live my best life in spite of. And that's it. I'm going to live my best life in spite of. Some of us, I'm getting ready to say something. Some of us, the problems aren't necessarily other people. It's because we can't escape this reality of our past. Some of us have problems because we cannot escape the reality of our past. Some of us have had traumatic experiences in our life, never got help for it, never spoke to anybody about it. And then when you're trying to move forward, you feel stuck. You feel stagnant. And it's like, I can't move. My feet want to, but I feel like I'm in cement and I can't go anywhere. Why? Why? You have to make up in your mind that you're going to take that step and just walk and keep going and keep going. Regardless how long the walk, regardless how far the walk is, regardless how long or how hard, you have to keep pressing. And some of you do need to get help. You're stuck in your problems so much because you're scared to move forward because your past has you bound to think that you can't. If there was something that you needed to change about your past, what would it be? Is there something in particular that you would change? Or is it something that you would just say, you know what? I'm really okay right here. But I just need to learn how to do A, B, C, D. Don't get so stuck is what I'm trying to say. Don't get so stuck, okay? Part of pressing in the promise means you have to believe that you can, regardless who tells you that you can't. Regardless of who says, I think you should do this, when you are saying, I should do that. And it's always somebody like that. Anytime you pretty much say you want to do this, there's always one or two people, maybe 500 people that say you shouldn't do this, you should do that. But if God is telling you this, that can wait. If God is telling you to focus on this particular thing, then that particular thing can't come into this. You have to be bold enough to say, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughts. I appreciate your sentiments. Because you ain't got to be nasty. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your sentiments. But no, God has me in this direction. I know what I'm going to do. And just keep it moving. And some people you don't even need an explanation to. You don't even need to give an explanation. When they say what they say, let them say it and keep on going. Who feels like dealing with going back and forth with people when you're trying to let them know this is what God has for me and they're telling you otherwise? Like they have actually sat down and had a conversation with God concerning you, and there's a very good chance that they did not. So I want to just say right now, because I'm getting ready to shut it down because I need to go home and get some rest, is any type of problem that comes your way, don't look at it as something that can deter you from getting to the promise. Look at it as something that's helping you to press into your promise. Look at it as something that, yes, it could be challenging, but look at them as steps. Look at the problems as steps to build up stamina. Thank you, Lord. Look at the problems as steps to build up stamina so that you can get into the place that God needs you to be in. Sissy, I just said I'm getting ready to log off. Because I said I wasn't coming tonight. And I just said, y'all, I'm getting ready to leave so I could get some rest. But that's what I want to encourage you. Regardless of the problem, focus on the promise and press into the promise that God has for you. And trust the process in the midst of it. We focus on the problems and we lose focus on the process. And when you lose focus on the process, you also lose focus on the progress that you are making. That's okay, sissy. You're good. You're good. At the end of the day, you got problems, but your stamina to keep going is a process. And for every step that you go higher than the day before, that's progress. Stay focused on that. Stay focused on that. Okay? That's what I wanted to say to you guys tonight. Again, tonight's topic was what? Even though there are problems, there's a promise in the press. Keep pressing. Keep going forward. Keep trusting and believing that you can when everyone says that you can't. Believe that you will when people want to sit back and say you won't. Believe that regardless what it is that you did, that you've overcome that thing and you're getting ready to do greater. People might not want you to see greater. Forget people. Forget them. Your focus right now is the promise. Your focus is, God, what do you have for me? Y'all, we really don't have a lot of time left. I hate to say it like that. We do not have a lot of time left at all. What you got to say, sissy? Hey, Erwin Cox, it's good to see you. We don't have a lot of time left. Don't miss the boat. Don't miss out on your promise because you've been so focused on the problems. Don't miss out on what God has wanted you to do and who he wanted you to reach and the things that you were supposed to bring into a place of manifestation. And you stopped yourself because you were focused more on the problems and you ended up not getting to where you needed to be because of these distractions and because of these challenges. It's good to see you. Hey, Miss Barker. Why when you typed that, I heard it in my head. All I saw was Smokey and Cube. Who needs Miss Parker when you got Miss Barker? Shantae says, someone told me to learn how to focus, so I said, how? The example was to look forward. If there is a vehicle in front of you, look past it and see visually what you want and see it and go after it and don't look back. Look past that roadblock and push past it to get to where you want to be. Don't look left or right and certainly not back. Look forward to get closer to your true destiny. That's very wise. Yeah. She said to Shantae says distractions are intentional, so stay focused. Absolutely. And sissy, what I had said earlier is that we need to challenge our challenges, defeat our defeats, and distract our distractions with a diversion to the distraction. When we are the diversion and divert in the midst of the distraction gets confused. And so and for you to just jump on, you didn't even see when I said that. So you are just totally co-signing exactly what we had talked about not too long ago, a couple of minutes ago on the show. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well, y'all, guess what? It's shutting down time for you, girl. I didn't want to cancel the show. So I pressed, y'all. Even though there were problems, there's a promise in the press. Yeah. And tonight was proof. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the distraction gets distracted. Become a diversion distractions by becoming a diversion to the distraction. Yeah. All right, y'all. Your girl is going home to rest. And if God says the same, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. And I think I'm going to work on having a guest here on September 3rd. I will not be here. I will be out of state. And I think I want a couple of people here behind the mic to hold it down for me. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll let you know next week. All right, y'all. God bless you richly. Yeah, Lisha, this thing took me out. Thank you so much, Lisha. But I'm good. Get it, Noah. Kung Fu fighting. All right, y'all. Y'all should see Noah back there. He's doing his karate chops. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Look at I wish y'all could see what I'm seeing. Noah, come back here and show them what you just did. Is that the praying mantis? What are we doing? Y'all get Norm. Get Norm. Good night, guys. Thank you, Norm. Alicia said, you didn't give Norm time to shake his keys. Alicia, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.